Hello students, here's the video guide for your argument essay. As always, you need some documents, and let me show you what you need that are helpful for this assignment. In the argument folder, you need to go ahead and look at the Art of Argument, that document, and in the Compare or Cause and Effect folder, you'll find the actual prompt for this essay. It is America's Greatest Challenges, Cause and Effect, Argument, and Cicero's Greatest Challenges. This is just a guide for the structure. So real quickly, the Art of Argument. You've seen this or should have looked at it on your last few assignments. This is Cicero's 6-part essay. You need all of these parts in a solid argument. The only part that you may not use is a refutation. It's where you look at the opposing sides and either agree or dispute. You concede or refute. And so it just depends on the assignment if you need that. When you have this, it makes for a stronger argument. It shows that you've looked at both sides, you've done your research, and you've developed your opinion. And so it's good to have that if possible. Okay, and here's different ways to hook your readers and different ways to support your argument. And you should have been using these for the last few assignments. Now, the other document that you need, I don't see it here. Let me open it up, is the actual essay prompt. Okay, and here is the assignment. It says, write an essay discussing 3 of the greatest challenges facing the United States today. You may refer to the essays, letters, TED Talks, speeches, anything that we've discussed this semester thus far, and you can use that as support for your opinion. But you do need 3 online sources from the Dallas Community College District databases. Here you need to make sure it's MLA format, 1100 plus words, a works cited page, and parenthetical citation. These are the content requirements. You're looking at the causes and effects of 3 social issues. You're going, because it's only 1100 words, you're superficially looking at these 3 problems, and you would dedicate, I would say, a paragraph to each problem. Okay, tells you each body paragraph must have at least 1 citation where you've referenced the Dallas, the database, and your other support can be personal experience, current events, an analogy, anything else that makes solid support. Okay, this is something that is called the They Say, I Say. It's graph templates. This is a really handy textbook, and I've taken just a couple of the templates from this textbook that you can use. You don't have to, but you may. The only thing that I want to stress is that you need to modify the templates quite a bit. For example, you don't ever want to say, you know, I agree, or anything like that. And some of these templates may have that. Okay, here's some verbs that are helpful for introducing quotations, and here's an example of how to properly embed evidence. Here's a quote. The textual evidence I got from an online database that was written by Greenblatt, and as you notice, this is very long. Okay, you would never just plop this entire piece of evidence down in the middle of a paragraph. What happens when students do that is the essay becomes source-based rather than argument-based. And this is an argument. You need to argue your opinion. You just use the evidence to support your opinion. And so what I've done is written an example of the template, using the templates. Okay, in writing in the academic journal, Preventing Obesity, Alan Greenblatt emphasizes that obesity in American children and teens has more than doubled in the past decade. This is all the evidence I'm using so far, right here. Okay, all of this is a template, but it's been modified, and here's the original template. Writing in the journal commentary, X complains that. I've just taken this template and modified it, okay, and embedded my textual evidence. There's my parenthetical citation right there. When I cite Greenblatt again, I don't need to use this because I've already used it once. Moreover, he asserts that much of the problem stems from the fact that U.S. food industry aggressively markets high-fat, high-sugar, supersized foods. And there's the text again. It is not an entire sentence of the text. It's part of it. And the rest is all me. And then basically, Greenblatt implies, this is another part of this, explain the quotation, see? But instead of saying Greenblatt is saying, because is a weak verb and saying is a weak verb, I use my own words. This is just a guide for students who struggle with embedding textual evidence. So they're very helpful. Just modify them. Please don't repeat them over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? And the rest is argument. The rest is all me and or the student and the student's analysis. Now again, I use some more of Greenblatt right here. Drop physical education. Children spend more time playing computer games than sports. Small bits of text embedded into my essay. Okay. Now, if you notice right here, here's the little warning label. It says templates are altered quite a bit. It's especially important because in formal writing, we don't want to say I think or I agree. Some of the templates say that. I think I've taken those out, but just in case, we don't use that. And here's another note. The above example is part of a paragraph. For a solid paragraph, I would need a topic sentence, which would be one of the greatest concerns American faces today is obesity. Boom. That's my topic. And then I would embed my textual evidence, and then I would add more evidence, and it could be personal experience or from another source. Okay, and then I would add a concluding sentence. And so this has everything you need to do this essay. The other document that is helpful is this. It's Cicero's 6-part oration, but it shows you kind of how to develop a paragraph. And so you have the challenge, and then I have my evidence. What does it mean? Why does it matter? Then I have more evidence, and explain what it means, and explain why it matters, and argue, and connect it to my claim or my point, and then maybe a third piece of evidence. Okay, so each paragraph will be quite lengthy. Okay, I wanted to point out one more thing. The number of words, it says 1,100 plus words, and so the minimum word count is 1,100. You have to make sure that's for a minimum grade, and so that's what that means. And so if you want a strong grade, you need to develop your essay quite well and make sure you follow the directions. And please, please stop using past tense. Make sure you have solid, specific language in your passage. Avoid words like thing, something. Things don't tell me anything. Okay? What thing? What are you talking about specifically? It just makes for stronger writing. Also, I want to point out some handy documents that I've mentioned earlier. Just want to remind you that they are here in the General Writing Tips folder. There's one document that's so helpful. It is Writing Tips. It's called Writing Tips. Okay, it tells you how to get rid of some of the weak linking verbs. It also tells you how to vary your sentence beginnings, because some students are starting every sentence with subject verb. He says, we need, they do. That's monotonous sentence structure. So please look over this. And then also in the Writing Tips folder, just in case, there's they say I say the graph templates, but this includes a bunch of them. So if you're struggling with embedding textual evidence, arguing with the evidence, analyzing the evidence, this is helpful. Okay, I would not use all of these. It just helps how to introduce, how to explain, and how to disagree or agree, or both, with the evidence. Again, do not use first-person pronoun where you would say, I cannot accept, or I agree. You would have to reformat this so that it is, that includes no first-person pronouns. Okay? And that's all you need for this assignment, except you do need to know how to get to the databases. So let me show you that. It's on the My DCCCCD tab, and you would go to search for articles and databases, the ones that you really need to refer to because this is just too overwhelming. You look at academic search, opposing viewpoints, or CQ researcher. Opposing viewpoints, what's nice about it, it has both sides to different arguments. CQ researcher, let me just pull up that. You have to put in your first and last name and your ID number. I hope I remember it. Yay. Okay. And I always search my topic. Let's say I do believe that obesity is a problem in America. It's a challenge. Apparently 2/3 of Americans are obese. And so here's the different, this is the one I believe I used, maybe not. And so I would scroll through these and try to find the source that's helpful. Now what these databases do for you as well, no, this isn't the one I used, but if you scroll to the very, very end of the database, woo, it usually has the works cited information that you can use, but I don't see it here. No, it doesn't. You would have to use EasyBib or Noodle. I think that's the citation helper for our databases here. And it will show you how to cite it, and you would create a works cited page. Okay? And I think that's it. And good luck.